For AZ, you mentioned yesterday how excited you guys were for your first top 10 matchup, how you look forward to an early test this early in the season. What can you guys just learn from how this game finished and how wire to wire it was in that fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot today. Michigan, they were a tough team to play, and we definitely can take a lot away from the second half, but that third quarter, I mean, looking at this box score, seeing that we scored 4 points, it felt like that, but that is not okay. And I think a big part of that was us. Like, we kind of beat ourselves in that. We were allowing them to get shots that the first half we were locked in, we were focused, and we kind of got lax in that third quarter. So not letting that happen, not letting it last an entire quarter. And then that fourth quarter, we still had a lot of mental mistakes, but I was really proud of how we stuck together. We figured it out at the end, and there were moments when it felt like we were trying to lose, but like I said, we really stuck together, figured it out, made plays when we needed to, got rebounds when we needed to. Shout out Sarah. But yeah, we figured it out.
Azzi, also for you, that huddle going into the fourth quarter, just kind of what was that like? What was the conversation like between you guys? Who was kind of leading the charge, and what did you feel like shifted when you guys got back on the floor?
Yeah, I think a common comment that came up was, one, we needed to focus. It felt like we weren't focused on defense, but really to settle, be calm, stay calm. I think we knew we always have trust in each other no matter what's going on in the game. So reminding each other, stay calm, we got this. Like it's time. Let's go. It's time to turn up.
Sarah, what do you think it means to you guys to be tested like this early and pass the test down the stretch? You don't get challenged like that very often. You're likely to face a challenge like that in March. What does it mean to have that under your belt?
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot. I feel like it's good film for us to look over, and we have a lot to learn from, so it's going to help us in the end.
Howard Megdal, the 9 basketball. Sarah, for you, early on there was a block on Silas Swords. You came out, extended beyond the three-point line. Seems like you are ranging further and wider defensively this year than you were last year. Can you take me through, how and why you've been able to do that, and sort of what you feel like your range is to be able to block shots at this point specifically?
I mean, yeah, I no longer have to guard the big most of the time, so I'm out guarding guards, so I'm just getting a hand up on the shooter and contesting.
Thank you.
Many she had blocked.
That you someone blocked her one time?
Yeah. So this is you blocked 2 shots, but you didn't have any blocks.
AZ. You had, I think, 13 of your team's 23 points in the fourth quarter. As a senior, did you feel an additional responsibility to step up when the game was starting to slip there and kind of assert yourself?
I think the only thing that was going through my mind was to be aggressive. I knew we needed to get a bucket, and whether that's me scoring, Sarah scoring, Ash scoring, KK scoring, you got to be aggressive. You have to be willing to take those shots. And so I think, being aggressive, and then my teammates were giving me great looks.
Easy. Can you just talk about the plays that KK made at the end? She was 0 for 4 before she made that big three-pointer that kind of turned the game for you guys, and then she comes up with the steal at the end. I mean, just the confidence she's playing with in a big spot like that.
Yeah, and I think that just goes to show the work that she's done this past offseason, and the player she's becoming, having that confidence in herself, because in the past I'm not so sure she would have shot that next one after missing the last. So to see her shoot that and shoot that confidently, we're all super proud of her. We knew that was going in. But just the intensity that she brings on both ends of the floor, the hustle plays, picking up on defense full court the entire game, that's something no one else can do that.
Mallory Dubley here with Voice in Sport. If both of you want to answer this, definitely feel free. Playing at UConn, you guys are kind of used to playing in these pressure cooker environments and high-stake matchups. So what's something that you each tell yourselves in these high-pressure moments, and what's a lesson that pressure has taught you guys?
One thing I tell myself is just stay calm. I feel like if I get rattled, then that affects how I play, and affects the rest of my teammates. So I would just say stay calm. Was that the question?
I'd also say that I tell myself to stay calm and just reminding myself. I feel like lately I've really started to dive into my faiths, reminding myself, like, if God is on my side, like, who's against me, and just reminding myself of that. And something that I feel like we've learned is, like, a game like today, what we're capable of. And obviously things we need to fix, but seeing ourselves go through today, seeing ourselves figure things out and get through that third quarter, figure out what was going wrong. I think we just learned that we're capable of doing this.
Can you guys talk about how you were able to maintain composure even as you're watching, like, your opponents especially gain a lot of momentum in that second half?
You got it.
I think from trusting each other, just knowing that, they're going on a run, and that run might have lasted way too long, but, like, we have full confidence in each other that we're going to get that next stop. We're going to make that next basket, whether it's me, whether it's Sarah, whether it's anyone on the floor. We just believe and we trust in each other. So I think just, having that trust, being able to lean on each other.
Sarah, Azzi gave you the shout out. You had a career high of 20 rebounds today. Can you just talk about your productivity there?
I mean, yeah, I was just rebounding. I'm not really thinking about it. I was just, I don't know, at right place, right time.
For you again, Sarah, everyone likes to talk about Azzi as a three-point shooter and a sniper, but combined for the game-winning turnover today, seconds after hitting the game-sealing free throws, can you just kind of speak to her as a defender and more importantly as a leader this year?
Yeah, I mean, Azzi stepped up she stepped up a lot in this game, and I'm very happy that she made those free throws because I had confidence in her she was going to make it. So I mean, she does that in practice, she does that every day, so it's just nothing new. You already knew she could do that.
Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like there's a number of incidences on the court where you seemed a little frustrated with maybe the physicality, or you felt like you were getting fouled. Any comments on that?
I mean, even if I'm getting fouled, I feel like I still got to make the shot, or I don't know, just got to keep playing through it and not really let that affect me.
Thank you.
In that first half, you guys really looked unbeatable, and then in the second half was quite a different story. Just how would you assess like the dominance of the first half, and then how would you assess your play in the second half?
Well, when we started the game, we forced them to play maybe a little quicker than they wanted to, take some shots that were maybe a little quicker than they wanted to be. That helped us get out and transition more. No one at halftime thought that the final score was then going to be 90-40, They made us play a little bit slower in the second half. I think we became tentative. I thought they did a good job of running their offense and making us stay on defense a little bit longer, probably. Shots that we had that we were willing to take in the first half, some guys were like a little bit, hesitant, and next thing you know, against a really good team, if they get enough opportunities, they're gonna convert on those. It's probably the first game that we've had where we didn't get a big boost from our bench, So all that, I think, made for a close game at the end.
Geno, the fourth quarter, you had Azzi hitting shots early and then Silas hitting shots late. I mean, it must have been fun to watch as a coach, seeing good basketball, so to speak, and just talk about. I mean, I don't remember many guards doing that against you guys, sort of shot for shot in an early season November showdown.
Yeah. No. Obviously, you know, those are two of the best shooters in the country playing tonight. You know, against each other, and they both put on quite a show. And you know, not easy for them to get those shots, but they seem to be able to make shots other people have a hard time making. I thought, I forget which one it was, but I'm trying to think. I thought, well, the one Asila made, that was beyond, like a foot behind the NBA line, right? I mean, that was, and it was the end of the shot clock, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So once you get a good player, once they get going and they can feel it and the team has a certain momentum, they just need an opportunity to shoot it, and it's a pretty good chance it's going to go in. So they went to their strengths, you know, and we went to ours, and we just had enough at the end to you know, to put it away. But I told Kim before the game that I thought this is the best team she's ever had. They're really, really, really good. And I told her after the game, I told you. She didn't believe me before the game. I said, I told you. So, it's, you know, sometimes we play teams that are top 10 teams and we make it look like this is the easiest thing in the world, to play a top 10 team and just, you know, go out and win by 30. That, you know, this team is, Michigan's way too much like us. And I don't like playing teams that are just like us. So hopefully we won't see another one of them for a while.
Hi, Geno. You know, Sarah's very nonchalant about her night where she's getting 20 rebounds, but at the same time operating defensively in a way where you're able to send her out at guards. And the two parts to it I'm wondering are, how not normal is this? Can you just kind of speak to how not normal it is that she's able to do this as a sophomore, but also, is this what you were expecting from her at this role at this time, or has she developed faster than you expected?
You know, you can tell when you see a player play in high school what kind of skills they possess and what kind of temperament they have on the court. And I always knew this was going to happen for Sarah. Nobody knows if it's going to happen like it happened in the NCAA tournament last year, or like it's happening now. You know, you always knew it was there. You know, we can play differently defensively when she's in the game than we can when we have a traditional, you know, big in the game. We can play differently offensively because we can put her anywhere on the floor and we're good. Not thrilled that she had to play 40 minutes tonight. You know, I wish I could have given her a breather. I think, you know, that third quarter, I think she looked a little fatigued, and that's my fault. But for her to get 20 rebounds, that doesn't say a lot about our other guys, does it? So our other bigs, the ones that got in the game, they have a lot to make up for. You know, we can't, nor should we expect, you know, her to go out and get 20 every night. You know, Sarah Williams, Blanca, you know, those guys got to, you know, get involved, right? They got to be involved. Last year, Paige was our second best defensive rebounder, so we need to get a couple more rebounders in there. and not just one. But yeah, I mean, we rely on her and Azzi an awful lot, and in games like this, like I said, it was Michigan's 2 guys against our 2 guys, and ours came out a little bit ahead.
Over here. You said last week, over here, Geno, you relayed some of your text messages with Kim, and Kim just talked about it a little bit too. You said last week that, maybe that you guys should, go have a couple of drinks and gamble a little bit. I guess after this one, do you feel like you need to go have a drink? And if so, what would you have?
Yeah. At the XL Center, we have a new club. It's like a bar right outside my locker room. So I can just walk out there during timeout sometimes and just grab something. And tonight, if we had that here, I might not have come out in the second half. I knew going in this was not going to be easy. I didn't sleep well last night, and I had a pit in my stomach the entire day. I knew this was going to be hard, because they're good. They're very, very, very good, very good. I think they're one of the best teams that I've seen. I don't know, I can't say I've seen everybody play, but I haven't seen many teams better than them, that's for sure.
Geno.
For Azzi to kind of just take over the way she did in the fourth, what kind of leadership did you see from her down the stretch, and just kind of where's her confidence level right now?
Yeah, I think there's a lot on her shoulders right now. We have some inconsistencies in our perimeter guys shooting. Like when we're good, we're good. Like you saw, like when Ash is making them, she's making them. When she's not, she's not. So Azzi's the one that we know if we get her enough touches, something good's going to happen. It would make her job a lot easier if on a regular basis we had other guys. But some nights you're just going to have to do more on your own. I thought tonight she did a lot of it on her own. I mean, we had 21 assists on 26 baskets. I mean, that's pretty good. But I think we need to create more shots on our own, and I think she did some of that today because she's capable. She's capable of doing it.
Geno, KK took that shot right in front of you. First of all, what were you thinking when she put it up there? I mean, were you thinking she should have passed it to Azzi for another 3, or?
I mean, you like that kids have confidence. I mean, I'm glad she had confidence to take that one right in front of our bench. I mean, she only missed the other one by about 5 feet, so that would have given me confidence to shoot the next one. I was ready to pull my hair out. But I'm glad that she had the confidence to knock it in,
Can you talk about the trust you have in her overall? I mean, you played her 37 minutes today. She had 7 assists. I mean, how does she contribute to this team?
Yeah, and same thing. I don't think anybody needs to play that many minutes. But as I said, we didn't get any production whatsoever from our bench, right? So we couldn't do what we've been doing, which is try to keep everybody fresh and play, 22, 25 minutes. Nobody should have to play 40, 37 minutes. So we have to address that. So it makes it even more, I think, more impressive that playing all those minutes and having the defensive assignments that she had, that she was still able to make that many offensive plays when we needed her to make them. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have when you don't have the luxury of getting a couple breathers, it's hard. It's hard. And I trust KK. I mean, I would trust her with my wallet if it was empty. We're working on it. She's gaining more and more trust every day. Next time I'll put like a $5 bill in it.
Geno, you mentioned that they're too much like you,
Yeah.
right? And I was, thinking of Kim when she was at St. John's pulling off the upset at Gamble when nobody really was doing that. And I was wondering, is there something about her teams, the way she coaches, that where they come at you a little bit different than other teams do? They're not afraid. They don't get shell shocked, down 21-5. Do they come at you a little bit different, her teams?
I think they, her teams are usually pretty well balanced, and they play a style of play that takes advantage of their strengths, and they don't do things that get them in trouble. A lot of teams lose because they're trying to do stuff against us that they can't do. Like they're a pressing team. They press all the time. Watch them this year. Every game they played, they pressed the entire game. They didn't press us one time. Told the last minute of the game, whatever. So they always play to the way the other team plays to take away what the other team's strengths are. She's really good at that, and she has the right roster this year. Of playmakers. She's got a bunch of guys that can make plays. Yeah, I've always been a big fan. I mean, if they hadn't beat us that game at Gamble, she might still be at St. John's. So I'm glad they won. Get her the hell out of our league, right?
One of the first one-possession games you've been in a while. Can you just kind of speak to your level of comfort and or confidence that you have drawing up a play for Azzi or Sarah down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it depends on what you think you see defensively, I thought we did a good job of getting Azzi a wide open three at a crucial time. The one right in front of my bench, right in front of me, actually, right there. And the ability to get that shot, I think you have to trust that she knows where to go, where the spot's going to be open, and you have to trust that we're going to deliver that pass right on time. And the only way you learn if you can do those things is you have to be in those situations, in-game situations. You can go over them and practice a million times, but it has to be like right here, in a game that really matters. We shoot free throws every day, but until you shoot them at the end of the game and you have to make them, it's different, So yeah, if Azzi's got the last shot of the half, we know once that two-man game goes with the two of them, something good's going to happen. I'm not sure what, but I know something good's going to happen. And then the rest, you just got to. If it goes in, you win. If it doesn't, you lose. But at least you're going to do it with the players you believe in the most, for sure.
Hi, Geno. Michigan dropped back in a zone, especially after the first quarter. What did you see from those different looks? And then what did you see with your offense when they saw those different looks throughout the game?
They were having a problem guarding us man-to-man, and they weren't scoring. So those two things, one, they started to score, so that allowed them to have the luxury of being able to set up their zone. They're not a zone team, but they went to zone. That's what my other point. They're not really a zone team, but they had to, because that was the only chance they were going to have, to try to slow us down, to try to make us be a little more stagnant, because when it was just flowing, free-flowing, we were going to, it was really tough. So they scored, they got back in their zone, and they spread it out enough that they weren't worried too much about what we were getting inside. So we threw it inside, and we didn't get anything. Then we got outside, and we missed. Then when we missed, we stopped shooting them. And then we started forcing them. So whatever their intent was for going zone, I thought it was a great idea. Thought it was great for that particular moment. And they stayed with it. They went a couple more possessions man-to-man, but mostly they stayed zone.